Sean. Now, this is what I had in mind when I started building this project. And this is what I ended up with.
Certainly not my best work, but still pretty fun to make. Hi there, my name is Sean. I am one of the engineering dads, a group of people that build different DIY home projects with the motto, if it looks stupid, but it works, it's not stupid. With the exception of this one. On my left here is Project Vanity, also known as the spooky mirror. This is a fun project that I had from my idea when you get those old kind of mirror frames, and I always imagined a face coming through them. And I thought to myself, why just build that? And here we are. While this is not my best work, I'll acknowledge that, it definitely was a fun project to build. So, do you know someone that looks at themselves in the mirror too long? Do you want to add something for your next Halloween party? Do you have a weekend free and want to learn about electronics and Arduino? This is your project. And to understand how the Spook mirror works, there's a few different components that we've used to try and put this together. Now, this is a standard picture frame that I got. I turned it into a one-way mirror. You can use this idea to then develop your own smart mirror, which sounds pretty interesting. You've seen those online, they're everywhere. It also uses an ultrasonic sensor down here to try and detect when people are or when they are too close, as well as a few different components to control the lights and power in the circuits. So there's a lot of things that you can learn from this, and a lot of things that you can improve on my design, which I invite you all to do. Effectively how it works is if someone stands in front of the mirror for too long, this ultrasonic sensor down here will detect that and then send a signal into the computer, which will then activate the different circuits. Now, if you hold your hand and cross the circuit for a little bit, you will see a scary face come through. Ooh. I did also want to add a little speaker in there so it actually has a scream, get a bit more of a auditory kind of spook in there as well, but maybe next time, shall we? And if you're still watching to this point, before I get into how some of the components work and how you can use it to develop your own projects or take it down different paths, please consider subscribing. We are very much a new YouTube channel. Follow us on any social medias if you'd like, if those are your preference. Any support helps. All right, let's get to it. I'd like to explain how I built this and how some of the different components work, but there's a few different parts which I really want to draw attention to first. First one is one-way glass. Now, one-way glass has been seen in a lot of different interrogation rooms. You see them in TVs and movie shows and whatnot, and they're very interesting to work with. So, for example, the actual frame itself was just a picture frame that I got from like Target or Kmart for very, very cheap. And the reason why I had to build my own one-way mirror is because that stuff's very expensive. Real one-way glass is incredibly expensive. And so I kind of cheated and made a alternative but inexpensive option. Now, one-way mirror is really interesting because effectively what you've got is it's a piece of glass that is semi-translucent. So what you would have is glass like this, but if you put something behind it, black, it becomes effectively a mirror, which is why you can't see through it. However, if you get a light coming through the back of the glass, it becomes transparent and you can see through it. You kind of see that face, I hope, of the lady that I've stuck on the other side. Effectively what you do is you get normal glass and you apply a semi-translucent material on the back of it. I got the wrap that I use for my mirror from my hardware store, Bunnings. They can be named as different things: energy saving, reflective film, security film is another name that they use for it. But effectively you apply a very small thin layer on the top, and after that it becomes a mirror that you can use. And this is a really good way to build an inexpensive smart mirror. Now, smart mirrors effectively use the exact same principle, using a black screen, like a monitor for example, and then detailing small little details in bright light. And that's how effectively they work. So you can build these really, really cheap And effectively, the only issue is that you've got to really be careful when putting the film on, especially for larger mirrors. So that's something to keep a note of. So the way I harnessed that for this project is I stuck a LED strip to try and get the most amount of coverage of light come through the glass onto the back of the frame, where the pictures would usually go in the picture frame. From there, it would then strobe, flash a few times, turning off the top LED ring, and you would see a face come through the glass. Something to note, if you know that the person that you're building this for or building this for a party has epilepsy, maybe don't make it a strobe, just make it a standard flashlight. That might help you avoid being sued, so yes. The next component I really want to talk about is this, MOFSET. Now we've used this for a few different projects, but I don't think I really explained them that well. MOFSETs are like a bouncer. This one specifically is like a bouncer, N-type MOFSET. Effectively what happens is current goes through a normal cut of wire. What you do is you cut that wire, you attach it to 2 pins of this little bad boy. Once you cut the wire and attach it to 2 wires, you attach a 3rd wire to your control circuit. For example, an Arduino Nano, a Raspberry Pi, anything that can output a voltage on request. Effectively what it does, it allows circuits to control voltage and current going through that wire at any time. Generally speaking, it's mostly DC, but sometimes I've seen it with AC. But it is a very effective tool, pretty much revolutionized the electrical industry. And I'm using 2 in this circuit because 2 different light sources, 2 different control circuits. So that is something to keep note of. The last component that I really want to talk about is this. This is a ultrasonic sensor. Now this is a $5 bit of kit that I also got from an electronics store, and it's specifically designed to handle Arduino programs. The 2 circuits here are really interesting. So these 2 little silver bits here, one is a transmitter, one is a receiver, and it uses effectively the same technology of sonar or like bats use echolocation. It's a very simple device where it sends a signal out from one of these 2, I'm not sure which one, sends it straight out, a little signal of a certain frequency and wavelength that we can't see visually. So it will send a signal out, and that signal will hit different objects around it and bounce off and move into different directions. However, one of those signals will return straight back. And so what it does is it measures the time for that signal to bounce out and return to the ultrasonic sensor. And then it can detect the distance by measuring that time. Since speed in this device is going to be constant, the only thing that changes is going to be the time it takes. And therefore you can figure out the distance away something is. Very useful, very interesting technology. We've used it on the, I think it was the affirmation box that James had. Really interesting stuff. I definitely recommend trying to learn this very cheap component. With Arduino Nano, it works to a few meters, up into a few centimeters. Really fun stuff. So definitely something you should take away and use for other projects. So there's a lot of things I could have done better, right? I could have made it bigger, right? I could have used stronger light so the face really is showing through. I could have had an external electrical box so you can't see the wiring all the way through. I could have had it as a dynamic screen, like a monitor instead of lights, so the face would like phase into existence. I could have had, say, like a daily affirmation, like go get 'em or seize the day or whatever, which would have been much more useful to society. And those are really excellent points. And then the question is, will I do them? No. I was really happy with how the project turned out, but I'm happy to move on to bigger and different projects now. That being said, if anyone here starts developing or uses any of the principles that have gone into this design for their own Spook mirror or smart mirror or anything along that line, please let us know. That would make me so happy. I'd be over the moon to see other people taking what we've learned in this project then applying it to theirs. Anyways, that's enough from me. My name is Sean. I've been one of the engineering dads. Please consider liking, subscribing. We also do have a Patreon set up, so that helps us build greater and more broad projects going forward. And if you like the content, just follow us on any social medias as well. So that would mean the world to us. Cheers. See you in the next one.